Nightlycan720. Today I will be talking about a few things. This is what I would call my new segment. It is about manga or anime, whatever you want to call it. Um, Truth is, a lot of people don't speculate that, wait, you watch anime? Of course I have. Um, it's like a fun cartoon to watch on different things. And they're really good, some of them. I have watched some that might be for another time that I would say I did not like the anime for one reason or another. But I have a couple in my collection that I will discuss right now, and we will talk about them like not thoroughly, but just good enough, and you give them a try. My first one is Monster. You're probably thinking like that's an interesting cover, right? It is actually for ages 18 plus. The only thing I have a problem with is it's hard to find these in English. I have searched and searched the internet for this kind of thing. I only have this, and it only gets me up to certain episodes. Everything else I've ever watched, Netflix used to have it, and they had the whole thing in Japanese was English subtitles. You can't be perfect, right? So for me, having this in English, um, it was a treat. The only thing I would have to recommend about this is a thriller. I would say it's smart for being an anime. Uh, Basically, I can't really tell you anything about this other than if you're up for the mood for it, you need to watch this. It's smart, it's crimey, like it's full of crime, it's dark, and it takes place like late 80s, early 90s by this standard, and it's about a doctor and this patient, and the patient disappears. It's really good stuff because eventually the doctor has to leave to find this guy, and it's just like the whole ending for it. If you're able to find all the episodes, the ending I would say was a total like what the heck, especially like there was a scene in it. I can't really go into detail about it. It's just that good, and it gives you a complete mind. Like that's how like it is. It is just mind. Sorry about that. I don't know if there's any kids watching, so I beat myself just giving it out there. But I would recommend seeing this. If you're able to find it, please see it. It is not suited for children, I'm telling you right now. So, unless you're the parent that is okay with this, then that might be okay, but I really would not recommend a kid seeing this. And it's just because there's a lot of dark things about it that aren't, I would say, morally right. All right. So that's my first one. My second one that I will be discussing today is this one, Cowboy Bebop. I have the complete series in English, and when I was a child, like I had trouble sleeping, so in the morning I would wake up like at 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock when Adult Swim would play this, and this was like my devious way of watching stuff, like it just like "Ooh, my mom doesn't know I'm up," and like this was on, and this alone and Trigun, uh, I have that too somewhere. I'll have to share with you, but that's an awesome series too. Now, what makes this interesting is it's like a dystopian almost. And if you've seen Maze Runner, um, yeah, it's kind of like how people end up in space is the same reason how Earth turned out, almost. Um, there's a lot of space battles, and there is like basically like hunting people down. Um, it, it's basically a ship full of bounty hunters, and they pick up stragglers, and I would say that he's on a mission, but he also helps out people. You know what I mean? So I would definitely check this out. Like, I'm a space fan. Um, I would definitely recommend this. Um, like I want to get into this. I really do, but I just can't tell you what's up with this. You will just have to see this for yourself. All right? So this had a really awesome ending. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what's up with this. But this one I would give like a 5 star. Okay? Um the only things I guess I had wrong, like I felt wrong about was is that like there were some awkward moments. Um there was one episode that like I was like, so what happened? Did everybody live kind of moment? Like I said, I'm not gonna get into details. I'm just letting you know how I feel about this. All right. With that being said, my last one for this segment, and it was hard to choose between this and another one, but I decided to go with this one. I have a box set that looks like a book. It's called Blue Gender. The back, front. It's a nice set. I'm not gonna lie. Like I found this at excuse me, but I found this at what was it? It was in Hot Topic. Um, I can't remember, but it's very common. And like with this complete series, I saw this on Adult Swim a long time ago, and I did not know what it was called at the time. And then I found it like a couple years back, and I was like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it because like I saw one episode of it and I was moved. Um, for people that enjoy dystopians, this would be countable as one too. Basically, the Earth is invaded by aliens, and there's a main guy character, and there's this side main character chick, and it's basically, I would say, it's a thriller, it's an action, it's also like a little bit of romance. This, out of the whole other three, I would say, like the Monster, the ending I saw in that was like a complete mine, and then Cowboy Bebop, the ending for that was sad, but I'm not giving it away why. And this one actually had a happier ending. Uh, basically, like if you imagine Avatar's robots, the fighting ones, these humans fight against the aliens basically with robots. And as like a robot mech fan who's also into like Gundam, I would say I kind of like the action in that. And the fact that, like the story was unique in itself. Like they were ahead of their time when they made this. And the ending to this was satisfying. Like I was happy knowing what happened to the two characters. Like at first I was sad, then I was happy. Let's just leave it at that. So if you ever are interested in watching any new animes, this is one of the top 3 so far that I would recommend. I have other stuff that I will share with you. Um, some of them I may not have covers or I may not have DVDs to because I either watched it on Netflix at one point, but I will get into them in another video. All right. So this is Nightlycan. You can please subscribe and thank you for enjoying this. And I will be back with another segment, which is either movies, TV, or in this case, anime.